I'm Justin Valencia alongside with Delaware Mike, and today we have a very special guest, the wave maker, Shelby Waters. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So how's the weather like over there in Pennsylvania?
Very, very, very cold.
Oh, yeah. It was
Right? Yeah.
It was freezing yesterday over here in Smyrna, Delaware, but it's nice today.
Not last night, but the night before, it was literally 0 degrees. So,
Oh, wow. So tell us what it was. You're from Pennsylvania, right? Like Harrisburg.
no. So the closest like city to me is Scranton, but I'm not from Scranton. I'm from kind of the country part of Northeast PA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been up in there. I've been up in that area.
Oh, wow. So,
Yeah, there's nothing there.
How was it like growing up there?
I loved it. I actually I moved to Scranton for a little bit, but I can't wait to like go back where I grew up, and because you don't have to worry about anything. The most you have to worry about is like you go to take your garbage out and there's a bear, but they don't bother you. So
If you don't bother them, they don't bother you, right?
exactly.
Yeah, I got to be near a Walmart.
Well, that's what's nice. Like Walmart is literally like 20 minutes from where I grew up. Like everywhere you need to go is just 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. I got to be less than 5 minutes from Walmart.
So let's get into wrestling. At 19, you started training at Backbreakers, correct?
Yep.
And we always ask, how was it like? How was your first day going in there? Were you a little nervous? What made you What was the point where you, hey, I want to be a wrestler?
So my very first day was a tryout, and it was a lot of fun. And afterwards, the next day, I was so sore. I literally was like walking like a penguin. I couldn't believe like how much your body does when you wrestle. And I signed up, and the very first day it was like really relaxed because my trainer Justin Glory wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable and didn't want to just jump too far into it like right away. So it was nice and slow. And then as we got farther along in training, that's when it got crazy.
But your first day, well, what did you do? Okay, so say we always people like this with the young ones. Like, so you find out about a wrestling school and they tell you, like, tell us the whole story. They say, come on in. How many people were there? What did you do right when you got there? Like,
so the way I found out is my coworker did wrestling, and I never actually knew what he meant because I didn't know independent wrestling was a thing at the time. So I was going to join kickboxing, but then my friend was like, oh, just like try wrestling. You might like it. It's safer. So I went to the tryout, and my tryout was like pretty big. Like there's a lot of people there, and I'll never forget. Like this one person came up to introduce himself, and I thought like he knew me, so I was like, oh yeah, like how are you? It's like nah, no idea who the person was, and I'll never forget that. But by the end of it, we were doing like promos, hate promos, but I still did it. It was probably the best one I ever did because I didn't know anybody. I wasn't nervous. And then like my first actual day of training, we Glory likes to call them his like Glory pep talks, and basically we talked for like an hour and a half, and then we just got in the ring, felt it out, and we learned how to do like one or two rolls, and then like that was it for the first day. Very, very simple, basic day.
oh, you weren't sore after that, were you?
Oh no, that day I wasn't, but the tryout I was.
Oh, the tryout. Well, what did they do with the tryout? What did you have to do that day?
Everything. We did rolls, a lot of just like drills, like working out, squats, push-ups. Like we actually did some stuff with the ropes, like getting in and out. It was crazy.
Well, out of all the other people that were in it, how did you feel you did?
I would say I was like middle to like higher. I actually dragged two of my friends to do it with me, and my one friend was like had no interest in joining, but just wanted to do the tryout with me. And he was like so good at it,
really,
but he had no interest in doing it. So he just did it to help, and so.
Oh, wow, that's funny. So you started training for a little before you even debuted. You had an ankle injury, correct?
Okay, so no, my it wasn't even technically an injury. So I actually had my ankle surgery May 27th of 2022. So when I started, I was training for about 2 years. I took a short break in between those 2 years. I had my debut in 2019, and then COVID hit, and so I just took a break, and then I came back like December, January of like 2022, and then I was getting ready to have matches again. Then I found out I needed the surgery, so I had to take more time off. And then I was not even 4 months post-op, and I had my first like official match since 2019.
Oh wow.
Your foot's all right?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I guess I must have like tore the tendon like a little bit, not fully, but I never knew there was a tear in it. So it was just causing like my foot to kind of like go in on itself and like affecting like my hips from walking because I was like compensate. So we got that taken care of, and I never want to do that again. That was awful. I was in the crutches, like I couldn't put any weight on my foot for a month, and it was awful because you can't carry anything. Like if I had to go to the store, I had to wait for like one of the drivable carts. Like it's kind of crazy. Like you kind of take it for granted until you can't use it, and then.
No, I'm sure. So you I'm glad you're doing better now. But
I'm doing a lot better. I got a nice big scar to prove it, but.
Good. So you come back. Your first your debut, Dina, correct?
Yep.
How was that? Were you going into it?
So at the time with Backbreakers, our debut matches were like we went over them a good amount, but like Adina was also still new at the time, but me and her trained together for years, so that was like my second favorite match, and it went really good. Like I remember right before I went out though, I was like there was like the curtain, and I turned around and I'm please don't make me do this. Like and one of the other guys that he's a vet literally just pushed me right through the curtain. And I'm like, well, too late now.
Wow. You just got to go with it.
Yeah. And when they say like time speeds up in there, it really does. Like we were out there like 10 minutes and it felt like 2 minutes. And then I got out and I literally like ran to the back because my legs were going numb. Like it was just all the nerves. And I sat down and everybody was like congratulating me, like, because it was a really good match. And I was just like, please just give me space. Oh my God. It was like so much adrenaline, but then it was also like, oh my God, I just did that.
Wow. And what an opponent to debut against. Adina is phenomenal. I wouldn't be surprised if he's picked up in a couple months. Yeah, and
she's doing better from her injury, so she's out of the sling now, and so.
You know, I'm curious about the training because we've interviewed a lot of people, and do they teach you? When did you learn like the locker room etiquette? We talked to different people, and like shaking an hand. You're supposed to shake hands with everybody.
Yeah.
What like stay veteran? There's people that have status. You kind of like the younger ones have know their place in the locker room. Is that like a thing?
So it depends on who trains you, I would say. For the most part, though, as long as you are getting trained at a proper school, we like the way we were taught is we are going to be the newbies for years. So we always knew our place. And if you don't shake someone's hand, it's disrespectful. And like now that I've been in the business longer, like it's like kind of weird for me because like now if like new people don't shake my hand, like
really?
I kind of not offended, but I'm like, what are you doing? So but it's like weird because I remember back then I was like, why does this matter? Like, who cares? But we were taught that day one. Like, even like when you're in training, getting in the ring, you do not get in the ring until you're told to get in the ring. You don't get out of the ring until you're told to get out of the ring.
What about the wipe the feet before you get in?
Yes, we were taught that too.
I watch WWF people, and like AJ and certain ones will still do that unless it's like a run-in. And I
Oh,
watch.
you always do it. Even with run-ins, usually you could see like they'll at least do 1 foot just as a it is a sign of respect.
Yeah,
Because like plus you don't want it like if you have rocks in your shoes or something like you don't want that in the ring because like if someone bumps.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. The shaking of the hand. Oh, now so you sound like you wanted to get into kickboxing. Were you like a rough and tumble girl that like did you get into fights as a kid? You sound like you wanted physical.
So I would say that I was in school, especially. I was the peacemaker. I didn't want people fighting. Like, and if they started fighting, I always broke it up. I was like, yeah. And if people had like arguments, they would always come to me to be like, okay, well, this person's right about this person's right about this, but so.
Oh God.
So I think when I got out of school, I was just like, you know what? Now it's like my turn.
Oh, okay. But did you ever get any physical? Because were you like a fit? Did you ever get?
Nope. Wow. My mom always told me never throw a punch unless they throw one at you.
Walk away. Okay, that's funny because
Oh, we don't walk away. Like the way, like my mom always said, like don't start the fight, but you will finish the fight.
Okay. He's a tough kid.
You went from being the peacemaker to the wave maker, right?
Exactly. See. And like growing up in the country, like I was always outside in the woods. Like I remember one time I got chased by a bunch of like wild turkeys and it was actually terrifying because I was so small at the time and they were like huge.
Yeah.
So I was always getting injured too. Like I was so injury prone. One time I fell out of a tree and I messed up my tailbone a little bit. One of my most memorable moments of my childhood, I went through a glass window and my arm got shredded. It got cut open. My mom literally grabbed me by the arm, ripped me out of the house, threw me in the car. We drove to the emergency room. That was why. That was like one of my most memorable like moments of my life.
Oh yeah. So you were a little mischief monkey. You leave the house all day. No.
Yeah. Well, I was the youngest, so like, and my brothers didn't do anything, so like, someone had to pick up the slack.
Oh, okay. Most girls like that, just regular girls I know, they wouldn't even think about kickboxing or wrestling or anything like that. They don't. So I always respect you guys because I like what you guys do. I like women.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Did you I know you're from like rural PA. Did you do any like surfing or anything like that? I see you come up with the name Shelby Water, wave maker Shelby. Is that from your love of like surfing or something like that?
No, I always liked like especially where I grew up. Like I grew up in the woods, but the way like my house was kind of in the middle, and then all the trees were around it, and above it like everything was open, so you can see the sky. So one of my like favorite things, I would just like go down and be in my pool for hours just staring up at the sky. And I didn't have anyone to like hang out with because no one is in rural PA. So I would just sit there for hours. And if I didn't put sunblock, I'd get a nasty sunburn. But
okay.
So when you're out there working, do you prefer being face or heel?
oh, all right. So when my original gimmick, she's long and dead, but I was a heel. When I came back, I wanted to be a face. So I have my new gimmick, but I have yet to be a face with my new gimmick. So.
Oh, now we interviewed a girl, and she says, people will yell things at heel girls, like fans, nasty things, and she actually was upset over that. How are you guys trained to take it? Like, you got a person that can say anything. You're saying something bad to me, I can say, I don't like your whatever, and they could be offended.
So, if it's just comments, you just let it roll off your back because you should see our inboxes on Facebook. People are gross.
Yours?
Every female wrestler, if you look at their inbox, you'd be mortified. But
we're gonna get into that. We gotta get into that. All right, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
But in person, so like I was actually recently at a show, and this fan like went to give me a hug, and like in general, I'm not like a touchy person. And the guy that was next to me, and I've only met him once or twice, he kind of got in between it and stopped it because I didn't even realize like he was going for a hug, but it was so it's like we're trained to like keep an eye out as women, but the guy like we also kind of rely on the guys a lot of the time, and we also like I have a rule and most women do. We never go to shows alone. We never like travel alone. We always at least bring somebody, even if it's just a trainee, just so you're not alone. And most of the guys, like at least at my training center, most of the guys are happy to help.
He tried to hug you during the match, before the match, or when?
It was like before the show started when we were kind of all coming in, like getting ready and we were going into the locker room after we had like a meeting. So it was just like a pass by kind of thing.
And he didn't know you, so it's not like somebody knew you.
Yeah, it's not like one of my friends from training giving me a
Okay. Or maybe a fan that you knew for a long time.
Exactly, yeah. Like this was I think the first time I met them. Or yeah.
That is
some of these guys.
I see what you're saying.
Chill out.
And this was like pretty early on, like when I started wrestling.
Oh.
So it's like I don't even know what to do in that situation anyway. So it was just nice knowing that people have my back when I'm at shows.
No, absolutely. Oh wow. Yeah, they need some of these guys. I see some of the pictures that floating around social media. Need to relax, right?
Exactly.
About this inbox stuff.
You good?
Now, so you're talking about your Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this really. I mean, I go on Facebook more about it. They will seek you out and just start saying and like say stuff like to the they put it on your site or they message stuff.
They'll like message us. Some people are ballsy enough to like comment publicly, like on like their page, but most of them just like message us and like they're always asking like, oh, well, can I take you on a date? Can I like no.
Really?
Like, oh, can I get to know you? No, you cannot.
And that's common with all women wrestlers?
I don't know a single one that doesn't have it in her inbox.
Yeah, some of the girls like Grace, Jordani Grace, she loud on they send her some pretty outrageous things that I wouldn't even think about.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Normal people would never do it.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And what do you do? Do you kind of answer them nicely and say something like, say you have a boyfriend or something like that? That always works. Yeah.
If it's like just like, oh, like can I take you on a date? Like I'll just tell I have a boyfriend, or like just to cut it, like they leave me alone. But like if they're like weirder messages, I just like ignore it. And if they keep sending it, like most of them do, then I'll like unfriend them and block them.
Okay, when you say weirder, what could be weirder than that?
Like pictures of stuff.
Oh, see, I just got an iPhone. I had a flip phone up to 2 years ago. I'm way behind. I asked him, how do I do stuff? I don't even know how to take a picture and send it to a Facebook.
He really doesn't.
No, I really don't. So I'm not being weird. I'm asking you, like,
no, out of general like curiosity. I get it.
I tried to message people and like, I don't even like what am I hitting? And then or I'll go into my message and I'll see people that message me stuff like you have 29 messages and I'm like,
yep.
Or people what's the green and blue dot? I don't even know what that is. Something like that.
They're online, yeah.
Yeah, but then I don't know how to contact them like that.
Yeah, Mike came in with a Walkman the last we did.
Oh, we did a joke with I had a Walkman. But yeah. So if they hey, under a special day. But okay, does that make you feel uncomfortable? That probably is it, or are you just that?
I'm just kind of used to it, so it's like whatever. But it's just like crazy that people are like that ballsy to do that.
Yeah, it's probably better just to be not be mean to them and just be nice and be like, because I mean, when you're a public person in an event, and they think like, I want to get. They might be not. They could be a completely cool person. Say,
yeah,
meet them one time at McDonald's before a show and say, hey, all right, and never talk to you. But it could be a weird thing. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
it's some wrestling fans are just.
You have any other girls that you don't have to say the name of the girl? Have they ever had more we're bigger problems than you? Or
Oh yeah, like I know someone that like they had like someone taking a video of them, and like this was not even a fan, but like another worker, like another wrestler, like taking a video of them and like pinning it to their wall. Like it's creepy.
Oh no.
All right, be careful out there. Be careful out there.
It's actually funny. My mom for Christmas, she gives me this little box, and it's like a cell phone, and I'm like, why would you get me a phone? Like I have a phone, and she's like, it's not, and I'm like opening it, and I'm like, it looks like a phone. My stepbrother grabs it, and he like presses the button. It's a taser.
Oh,
It looks just like a cell phone, but it's an actual taser.
yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm a guy, and I watch the Philly news every night. And if I was a female, I'd probably have two guns in my pocket at all times.
Yeah.
Taser, a knife. I mean, I would have weapons.
It's scary. It really is, honestly.
Okay. All right, go ahead. We beat that to death. All right.
Especially some of these indie shows running these very sketchy areas.
Yes, yeah.
Like
it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you wrestled at like Camden. I mean, I know you wrestled in Jersey. Westville's a nice area where you were.
Yeah.
But shows in Camden, you got to, Camden, they do indie shows there sometimes. You got to be careful there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shelby Waters, the gimmick, how did you come up with it? What's the story behind it?
So when I was like getting ready to like come back, and like it's funny, I was actually gonna dye my hair back to a natural color, but I'm like, nah. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna roll with the blue theme. What's blue? Water. All right.
Beach.
Easy. So then I just needed a name that was gonna like go with that. And with Shelby, like my mom wanted to name me after the car, the Mustang. So I was like, all right, it pays a little tribute to my family. But I get a lot of compliments on the name because it's like different, but it's not weird. Like it's a normal name.
Shelby
Waters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I don't hear many people named Shelby. You could be man or a woman with that name. Oh, right? I guess Shelby, isn't it?
I do know. I know one girl that is Shelby, but I also do know a guy that's Shelby.
Okay. Yeah. Right. It could be Shelby. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I like that. Something different, but not too weird. Yeah.
Exactly.
What's your finisher? What's your like patented move?
So I haven't fully picked one yet. I'm still testing out what I like, but right now I'm kind of just doing like more submission stuff. So.
Okay. You call it the wipeout.
The one commentary team called it the bridge over troubled waters. A little long, but it was clever.
There you go. That's awesome.
You say submission holds. So let me ask you. Talk to a lot of people. Did your trainer teach you like shoot fighting, like holds and grappling along with it?
So not my original trainer, not just in Glory, but High Ground is now the new training center. We are taught shoot, just in case, because some people they have a chip on their shoulder, or they just don't like you. So you have to be ready just in case. So
okay. So don't mess with
especially with my ankle, like, and I always told everybody, if you touch my back, like my ankle that I had surgery on, I'm kicking you right in your nose. I don't care because I'm not getting hurt, even if it's an accident, because I told you not to do something, you did it.
Oh, okay. And, or like a veteran, like you may make, a lot of times with the veterans, they have a problem with the younger ones. And they don't like give them a break. They're like, hey, and they just are ruthless. Like, hey.
Yeah. It happens. Yeah.
It's not your fault if the promoter puts you with. So I guess you could ask him, like, look, I'm really going to try hard. I'll listen to you, but I'm work with me, please. I'm not disrespecting you in any way. Tell me.
Yeah.
Wrong. Tell me, please.
And in those situations, we were always taught, like, if you are really uncomfortable with something, and you like. Say, for example, the person I'm working wanted to do something, and I told them, no, I will not take that move. And mid-match, they go to do it, you get out of the ring. And if it's that bad, you walk to the back, but you make sure you tell someone before that, because they'll have your back.
I got you. You'll learn, and you live and learn.
Mhm.
I see you did a couple intergender matches. Do you like, what do you like better doing when a promoter hits you up? Do you like, would you rather do a regular like a girl and girl match or an intergender match? What do you find more?
So I really don't care. Like I like working new people every time just because I feel like I'll learn more that way. But personally, like say in training, like I much rather work with the guys because it's just easier. Like I don't have to do as much. So it's just easier. But then at the same token, sometimes it's harder because if I'm always working with guys, they're doing a lot more of the work. When it comes to when I'm working a girl, I have to make up for that. And because I haven't been doing it, so you kind of want a nice balance.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anything?
I was gonna ask you what sport. Play sports in high school?
No, I wasn't exactly like a team player in school.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of was just by myself. So
Okay, but you sound like you're such an outdoors little.
I do ski.
You're athletic. You're in good shape. I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was always like in like if one of the more athletic kids. I just didn't actually do the sports because I
Right.
just didn't want to be on a team.
Right. No, I was like that too. I was riding bike, running around in the woods, athletic. I got just as much as anybody that played sports because I was. It's not like the kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when we did our fitness tests, like with pull-ups, every single day we would go to gym class. I would go and do like 10 pull-ups every single day. So by the time we did our fitness tests, like I did more pull-ups than most of the guys in the class.
Yeah.
So
What's the furthest you traveled to wrestle thus far?
so North Carolina.
Whoa.
I went down with some of the guys from my training center. I don't remember the name of the promotion though, because I was just kind of thrown into it.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So I was doing some research. You don't like driving too far. You get car sick, right?
So I don't mind driving, but I can't let other people drive or I get really car sick. Like it's always been like this, but lately just I think all of the driving, like now it's like worse. Like I have to drive. And if I'm not driving, like I'll switch, like if I get tired, I'll switch with someone, but I'm zonked the rest of the ride. I am passed out because if I'm not, I'll get sick.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Which, as someone who has to drive at least an hour to 4 hours every weekend, not a good trait to have.
Yeah, especially being a wrestler, you're like always going to be on the road.
Mm-hmm.
People.
And that's actually these like hair ties. That's why I keep them on my wrist because it helps like not get like the pressure points or whatever. It actually does help a little. So
What is it?
Oh wow.
What is that?
Her hair ties.
they're like it's like a cheap it's a cheap motion sickness trick, I guess. Because they like make bands for it, but it's like I can just get a small hair tie and it'll do the same thing.
Okay.
How far do you have to travel for your training?
Thankfully I only live like 5 minutes from it. So
Good.
Wow.
yeah.
Some of the friends I know that they live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and they train at H2O over in Williamstown, New Jersey. So they travel 2 hours every I think two times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, and that's crazy to me. Just to train, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah. Even here, like there's a few guys that like at least an hour drive. So.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, they got to do it. Look, I've seen interviews with some of these legends. They would pack their car, drive to Detroit, live in their car, live in the gym, train. It was hard.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there wasn't a lot of federations. It was really hard to get into the business.
It was, yeah. And now there's a lot.
So there's guys that be like, oh, you had to drive 3 times a week. You had to drive 2 hours. Yeah. Try living in your car in Idaho, training with a guy that like clean the gym. Yeah, I know. So it's good. It's good. But you gotta want to do it.
So have you done any hardcore stuff? Any hardcore wrestling?
No, I do want to try it, but nothing like too crazy. Like no glass. I actually was managing my friend, and he broke his mirror. And I actually have like PTSD when it comes to broken glass because of my arm. So once that glass broke, I was checked out. And boy, but like steel cage, going through tables, chairs, like that stuff, I'd be fine with. But no glass, no barbed wire, nothing too crazy.
So if Matt Tremont from H2O calls you for the Angels of Death replacement, you don't want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. I'll see like a what do they call the light bulb things, and I would just walk out. Nope. Mm-mm.
What about gusset plates? Those things?
What was that?
The gusset. Now these look, it's amazing. These girls are doing insane matches at New Jersey. And, I mean, they're just going as hard as women. See, we're older. We watched all that stuff for years, and it's really amazing seeing the girls do it now.
Women, I feel like, are really taking over right now.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people have said, like, since COVID, especially, that's when, and it's like weird because, like, I know a lot of like people that like still don't see us as workers. They see it's like for example, like if a promoter will post in like, oh, like 2 ladies matches or a special ladies match, like no, we're trained the exact same way. Like we're not a special attraction. We are wrestlers.
They used to be. There was one years ago. There was a lady, Fabulous Moolah. She had a contingent of women, and they would just go do a match here, one match, then they leave. It was like a special. It was like you said, a specialty thing. Women were down there with the midgets.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we got a midget and a women's match, and then the regular guys. But you didn't want to overdo it. But no, I like the women. I like them all.
Yeah, no.
And especially like someone like I know some schools are still like old school and they only let women wrestle women. I don't agree with that, but my school, like with Justin Glory, we were taught the exact same way as the guys. Like we trained with the guys.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Equal rights. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Equal rights, equal fights.
You guys are killing it out there.
They're trying, man. You can't tell a woman she can't be in the business because, or she can't do this and that. Let her do it. If she wants to do it, let her do it. I mean, you know,
exactly.
If she doesn't do it good, she won't get work, and people be like, she'll whittle away. But
and actually, piggyback at what you just said, like if it's not good, we're not going to get work. That's like I think that is why the women right now are taking over because we like still need to prove ourselves. The guys don't really like have to do that. They do, they definitely do, and like some guys are crazy with what they do and they work super hard, but like it's weird because like with the women, it's like we get more opportunities, but we also get less opportunities at the same time.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And it's harder to prove yourself.
It is a lot harder to, and it's like you have one bad match and then people are like, oh no, she sucks, blah blah blah. But with the guys, it's like different.
Right? No, I believe it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, how was your experience at T2I Wrestling over here in Westville, New Jersey? I'm good friends with John, one of the promoters.
It was really fun. I got there a little too early though, so at least I got to do my makeup and I was able to get that out of the way. But it was also nice where we had the show at Super Crazy. I've known O-Dog, the promoter, since I started training, and like 2018 I met him, and I didn't realize it was at his school at first, so I was like so excited to see him again and just talk to him. He even had a female student, so he only had one, so like I was doing stuff in the ring with her, and once everybody from T2I got there, it was really nice seeing Autumn and Ronnie again, so I had fun.
How far are you from there? From
hour and a half.
I think it was like an hour and 45. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think I think it's an hour and 47 minutes actually.
No.
I actually think he's right. I think it was like 47. I'm pretty sure he's right.
No.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I was being a jokester. I'm not. All right, I'll take credit for that.
It's a great building to run shows too.
It is, yeah.
What else you got?
Oh, I got lots of stuff here. So, but did you have something?
No.
Okay. So you say your mom. Now, has your mom been in shows?
Yeah.
Okay. And what
My
is she-
dad actually, he's come to all my shows that are like in my area, and he actually joined wrestling, and he was 50 when he started.
Oh,
What?
wow.
What?
Yep.
He's becoming a wrestler.
He already had his debut and everything, but he
Oh, wow.
he's just kind of, well, he did it to do it, just like the same thing with me. Like we wanted to have fun. So, but it was just funny. Like when I went to take my break is when he started his training. So now he's kind of switching into the manager role. So
Wow,
Oh, that's
that's
great.
wild.
Awesome.
That's a
yeah,
first story. And he's had matches.
I think 2 or 3.
Okay, but he did. He went through the whole training.
Yep.
See, that's impressive. You don't even have to match. If you train, you're dedicated. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mom and dad, they cheer you on, or like, do you know they're there, or like you get nervous with them there, or what?
I do. I definitely do better in front of a crowd that I don't know, because it's like I'm never gonna see these people again. But like in front of all my friends, I get really nervous. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, wow. That's
Do your friends go to shows? Your local people, friends?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It's funny when ever I have like job interviews or something, it's like like, oh, like tell me something interesting about you. I always got the professional wrestling thing in my back pocket now.
Oh God! You tell the interview person. You tell the interviewer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're like, wait, what do you mean? And I like show them, and they're like, what? Because like I'm like not like super small, but I'm only 5'3" and like 125 pounds. So it's like,
Yeah.
they're always just shocked.
Look, most of the girls on WWF are even like Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
The Spanish girl.
Zelina.
Zelina.
Yeah. She's small.
Alexa Bliss. AJ is not that big. You're probably average for a woman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you're not little teeny tiny. We've seen
Yeah.
but no, you're close to average.
Mm-hmm.
Good size, yeah. But you can still wrestle a guy who's like 5'8" and not look too good.
Yeah.
And when you bring that up in interviews, do they are like, oh, can we see some of your matches or something like that?
It's like confusion first, and then I'm like, yeah, like what you see on like WWE, and they're like, no, I'm like, yeah, and I show them pictures.
It is interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's funny.
What you got?
Oh, I got lots here. So now when you're wrestling a guy and he's hitting you, right? We talked to a lot of girls, Knuckles and them. They want to be hit back hard because if you're gonna wrestle a guy and he's like pity patting you, he doesn't want to hurt you. The fans will be like, oh yeah, he doesn't. Like, so what do you think of that? You want when you tell the guys like lay it in, hit me, or don't,
Yep.
like,
Because if they, and this is a big issue with like guys that never worked with women before, like in training.
Yes.
Like they'll go to hit me and like barely touch me. And it's like, I'm not gonna sell that. I'm not gonna act like I'm hurt when you barely touch me. Like lay it in, because if you don't, I'm going to, and then that's gonna make you look bad, not me.
Okay.
So,
Why, you talked to guys beforehand about that kind of a little bit?
there's been like a few times like I would have just conversations with some guys, and like we would just be doing like little like drills sort of thing, and like they would barely be touching me, and I'm like it's okay. I understand I'm a different gender, but I'm still a wrestler. I'm still a person. Just hit me.
It's the only activity where people can see a woman get hit and just be okay with it. The woman get hit and she's okay with it, and the guy doing it sees nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Any other part of society, you could never even like. I mean, go to a bar and grab a girl like, hey, come on, like the bouncers are going to be on you. You know what I mean?
Well, it's actually funny that so one of my friends, we were at a bar and we left the bar and we were just like throwing strikes at each other. But the the guy actually like kind of like clipped me just a little bit, but it was just bad timing. And a group of girls and their boyfriends saw it and ran, and almost like it was bad. And we were like, no, we're wrestlers, it's okay.
We do
And
this.
it was it was almost real bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People, but when you're in the ring, you are doing it. It's like about you ever see people never touch a woman. Well, what if she's hitting me? Don't touch a woman. Walk away. You don't lay a hand on a woman. Like, okay, all right, yeah. Which I never hit one neighbor. But like, but then in a wrestling ring, well, can I do it in a ring? Oh yeah, you can beat her up and all she wants. All you want. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just weird. I like it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I gotcha.
Like your dad saw you in an intergender match.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine. Like that guy just hit my daughter. Yeah, it's into wrestling. I got you. All right.
What's the best advice a vet has given you? A veteran.
Slow down, because when you're going too quick, it's just everything gets messed up. Just relax, slow down, think about what you're doing.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. You have like in your area, you have a lot of like veterans. They'll watch your match, give you advice. Is it like
Here
that?
and there. Lately, like the shows I've been going to, I don't know that many people at. But my home promotion is going to be running shows again, so it'll be nice because then I'll know who's there. I know who I can talk to. You know what I mean?
Okay, absolutely. And that's WWWA. Is that your?
No, my home promotion, it was Backbreakers, but now it's transitioned into High Ground. Which we're running our first show February 11th, and then the next show will be in March.
Okay.
Oh, are there other federations in your region? How far are you from that show? Are you near it?
For Triple WA, it's about an hour 30, 40 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And then the other, so by me, my local promotion is High Ground, which is my training center, my home promotion.
Oh,
and then,
you're lucky.
and then there's just another one 20 minutes down the road, Smash Master.
And you wrestle for them too?
Not yet. I haven't worked for them yet. I was supposed to be in a Rumble, but I hurt my foot not from the surgery, but I had an injury at the one show, so.
Well, that's good. Most people don't have two federations that close.
Yeah.
Like
and I got lucky.
Good.
There's so many promotions in this tri-state area, like Pennsylvania, Delaware,
Yeah.
Jersey.
I've never been to Delaware yet, but Jersey, there's so many.
So many. Every show, like every week, there's dozens of the shows running in Jersey. It's great.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But maybe we'll see you in Delaware soon. What's that company? Capital Championship Wrestling. They have all girl shows. Once a year.
Yeah, I just saw a few people that I worked with from BCW were there, so
BCW.
I think it'd be. Mm-hmm.
Oh, girls from Delaware, or people from where you came down here, or Delaware girls?
No, I was at BCW in Jersey, and a few of the girls that were on that show were at that Capital Championship one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's how I heard about that one.
What, did they tell you to come on down there, or did they try to get you in there? Or?
No, not yet. I just heard about them literally last Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, they just had a really good show yesterday. I know one of our friends was out there.
And
he was like, "Why didn't you come? It was great." Next one, maybe next one. Check it out, MLW.
Right. I was going to.
What else?
Oh, I was going to ask her about. So now, when you were training, do they tell you like not to go? Let's say you think you're ready, all right. Let's say Let's say I'm a guy, and I'm like, you wrestle? Like I met you somewhere at a restaurant, and you're talking to me about. And I'm like, I run a wrestling federation, a little ranking and whatever, and I could use you. Why don't you come down? And you're like, and you said, well, I'm still training. Like, you know enough. We'll put you in a battle royal or like.
Nope.
You're told not to do that?
Until we are graduated and ready, that's when like at least my training center, that's when you're allowed to go other places. Once you're a graduate, but we aren't graduated until the trainer thinks you're ready, because if you go out and you're not fully prepared,
Yeah,
you're gonna fail. Especially if you don't have like good people on your side, you're gonna fail,
Right.
unfortunately. Unless you're just naturally good.
Right, but they tell you not to do that. Like, don't.
Yeah, not until you're ready. So
Did ever you get an offer just out of curiosity, like, hey, yeah, enough. I need a ride, or come on down. It's like, like, oh, they did.
yeah, and I was,
But
I was. They let me do the show, and like my trainer let me do the show because of who I was with, but I was not ready for that show, and I wish I didn't do it.
oh, but you did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I got the okay to do it. I personally didn't feel ready. So.
But you pulled it. You didn't do terrible, right? You did everything. Got it.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It could have been better.
But you wanted to do it. You kind of. So when someone offers you something like that, were you scared to go to your trainer and even ask about that?
A little bit, yeah.
We're like, can I? These guys are. They're not going to do
it
it,
around
right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fun.
So you have some pretty awesome merchandise out. You shirts and all that. Do you design all them logos?
So my cousin actually designs all of my merch, and she's really good at it.
Oh, she has some really cool stuff. Really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw a wave shirt that you got out somewhere, I was searching out.
Yeah, so I have the T-shirt, and then I have a keychain. It's just like my original logo, Shelby Waters, for like the water lily. And then she designed me stickers, and it's like waves in the back, and it's like the wave maker, and then it's like anime style, so it's like me as like an anime style character.
What about 8x10s?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Those are big sellers. Yeah.
Those are big sellers. Let me tell you something. I used to go to I still go. CZW used to run these shows in you heard of CZW, right? They were in New Jersey, and they used to run these all WSU all women shows right before it was like a double header. And if you paid $30, you got both tickets, or $20. So I would go to. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the whole show, and both of them. Well, at the halftime, all the girls lined up at the intermission. They all lined up at table, and these guys flocked to them like I've never seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these girls are making money hand over fist. Pictures, autographs. And I'm like, and then almost none of these guys were going to the CZW men's show, right? They were specifically there for women wrestlers.
Yeah.
I told you that. Yeah. And I'm like, where are you guys coming to the show? I've never even seen any of these guys. And they're like, nah. And I'm like, there's great matches tonight, like good stuff.
Really good stuff.
They're like, we like to go. So they were buying those pictures were the biggest seller.
Yeah.
And I guess a combo picture with the fan and all that kind of. I don't know. I'm just saying, you need pictures. Pictures sell big.
They're good money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get them.
It's just every show that I was at, I was supposed to be a photographer, and I wasn't. Like it was. So I just got some done at the last show I was at. So hopefully I get those soon.
Yeah, get them made, and they sell good, don't they?
Sharp prints, I think, 97 cents a print. I mean
that. What else could you?
Sharp prints is probably your best deal.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one.
I'll send you the link.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
He's good. He's good at that stuff. You should see what he's got. It's like, yeah.
So I see you. I seen you do. You still do candle making? You still make candles?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And, yeah. How'd you get into that?
When I had my surgery, actually, I needed something to do when I was home because I couldn't work. It was just so boring. So that was something I could still do, hopping around on one foot. So
those would sell. People like no. Listen, it's like original artwork. Can you still make them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that, and then you what I would do is I make a candle, and then I would like do something like carve your name, like autograph it with your name on it, like a something, and then you sell it. They'll like it as a it's like an artwork. It's a personal.
I was kind of like thinking about at least doing just a couple, just be like, I have the stuff anyway, might as well.
No, that would sell. That would sell. Yeah, what else?
And it's unique. It's unique.
And no one else is gonna have it.
Yeah. If I was at your, if I seen you at the show and I seen the, I'd pick one up. If we're a unique piece.
Yeah, it's a piece. It's a personal artwork type of thing. Yeah. they wouldn't even burn it. They'd keep it as a collectible.
Yeah.
We trust me. We've been to shows for years. You wouldn't believe that these people buy. They'll buy like towels that they wipe themselves with. People
No. Yeah.
you're not kidding. Yeah.
I went to a haunted candle shop at the Poconos in Pennsylvania a few years ago, and I still have the candle from there in the Poconos. So, unique piece.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I got a lot. I mean, I'm just keeping. Yeah. So when you say your promoter, your trainer thinks you're ready. So there's no time frame. It's when he thinks you're ready. When does he think you're ready? Like, what makes him say you're ready?
I don't think I'm really the person to like answer that, just because like I really don't know. I'm not a trainer. I don't know how they think, but like most people, like at least from our training center, it was about like a year and a half before you had your first match.
Wow.
But even then, after you have your first match, you weren't graduated yet. Like you want to do like at least like 3-4 shows, and then we would graduate.
Oh, okay. Look, it sounds like a long time, but it's like anything. You have to. You wouldn't become an ice skater and go compete after like a year of ice skating.
Exactly.
You're gonna put you out in front of a tournament, and you're gonna be good. You're gonna be better than the average person, but you're gonna look silly just doing one spin while everyone else is doing 2 spins. And you're like, wow, okay, I competed, but I look bad. So that's So yeah, that's good. You got well trained. That's good.
How do you get ready for your promos? Do you any way you practice your promos?
I just like I have to write it out first, and then like can't like reword them, and then I have to start I have to memorize them.
Okay.
That's like the best way for me. I personally I'm not good at promos. I'm working on it, but definitely need more practice at them.
Enzo gave one of my friends advice. He said, Enzo Mori, he said, the best way to practice for them is stand in front of the mirror and, keep speaking and saying you're 100% confident with it.
Yeah.
Definitely a good way to practice.
So let's say I was a promoter. We're just curious. Like, if I was a promoter and I texted you or whatever, or called, on Facebook, and I said, Shelby, I've seen some of your matches on YouTube. Would you like to work for my federation in Delaware? What would be the interaction? How would it go? What would you say?
I always thank them for just taking their time to look at my stuff, because they're busy people too, and so I always thank them for the opportunity and the just the time that they took to look me up. And I like having just a normal conversation with them, and I'm not pushy, I'm not, but we talk briefly about pay, available dates, because some people they just need you as a filler, because maybe someone is sick or someone got hurt, but then some other people want to bring you in as a regular. So when it comes to being a regular, you need to talk about that, because you might not be available for all of their dates. You might only have 3 instead of 12.
Okay, so they bring in, so they're talking, and you accept. You say, "Oh, I'm off March 7th," and then you talk about, then you discuss money, what kind of match you're going to do. What I'm saying, if I had you, I don't run a federation. I'm just saying, you want to know when you show up there, what are you going to do? Okay, you're going to do this, and you're like, whoa, I don't want to do that, or something,
So usually, you just talk most of the time they don't even tell you who you're working until later, but the only thing that's really discussed is just the date, and if you're able to come down, and they'll tell you oh, it's going to be a fatal 4-way, a 3, you know what I mean, that, but they don't always tell you who you're going to be against, but sometimes they do.
See, I'd want to know. You kind of want to know, don't you?
I always rather know, because I like to watch their matches if it's someone I don't know.
Now, when you go to if you went to another place, now a lot of federations have not that many women, right?
Most of them it's 2 or 3 max.
Right. Now, you don't have to say what federation or if it even happened, but let's say, do you think there could be, because there's limited amount of women at a federation, that you coming into the dressing room a little bit of gel night, a little, or
Taking their
You know what I
spot.
mean? Like they're
Taking their spot.
taking the spot. Like, hey, this, I don't know how good she is. Oh, she looks better than me. Oh, yeah, like, I don't know.
It's I wouldn't say it's like that. It's um truly like every woman that I've worked or like shared a locker room with, like are always very nice and welcoming. Like
Um,
I feel like the women are kind of easier on each other than like the guys are with each other. Um,
because it's like a camaraderie. You're like, well, you got to stick as a team, as girls.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you're probably not. I see what you're saying. So it'd be like the main guy in there is worried about being. I'm a high flyer. Who's this guy? He does double flips. Well, I only do one flip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You girls stick together, man. Stick together. You know, like a little union there. Don't take any.
We definitely have to.
That's good. So when you go to a locker room, do you like go towards the girls area, or you automatically would just like hang around?
No, because most of the time when I'm at a show, I'm with like people from my training center. I always sit right next to them because when I have to change, they're holding the towel up for me.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay.
So now I went down south one time and I was the only girl in the show, and it was so weird. They were like, "Oh, like here's the special area for you." I'm like, I got a blanket. I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, most of it like because when you're in the locker room, you're not seen as like a girl. You're just seen as a worker.
Okay. Well, we've heard otherwise with other ones.
It's definitely depends on where you are for sure.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But I've never had any weird experience like that. So.
No.
But I also know like if something were to like be weird, like my guys would be on whoever's ass.
Great. She sounds very savvy. Like they trained you, and I guess the guys you traveled with, like protect you. I feel that you can take care of yourself, and you're not gonna be in a vulnerable position.
No, we would, and this goes for like even me with them. Like I would never like have them in a weird like I look out for them, they look out for me. Like there was one time that someone like one of my friends was wrestling someone that I knew was unsafe, and I literally went up to them and was like, if you hurt them, don't even come back in the locker room.
Oh God, wow. She's a tough cookie here.
Yeah.
Don't mess with those rural northeast Pennsylvania girls. They're not the Beverly Hills type.
Great. That's great. While you're waiting for your match, is there anything you do? Do you watch the whole show? Do you listen to music to get yourself?
I try to just talk and have regular, like when we're not calling our match, like I try to just talk and have regular conversations because like I get very nervous like all the time. But whenever my like friends are like I want to watch their match all the time. Like my group of guys, I'm watching their match every single time.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm sure you get nervous like the match right before yours is on. It's midway. You're like, oh, I'm next.
It's actually funny. My first match back as Shelby, we went over the whole match. It was fine. I knew it. I stepped in the ring. I looked at the girl. I'm like, I forgot everything. She's like, no, you didn't. You're fine. I'm like, you're right. And then it was fine. The match went great, but it was just like that moment of like pure panic.
What do you do now? Yeah.
Well, all right. So you're younger in the business. Do you see the other guys like not be nervous at all? Like, we're calling the ring. No.
Yeah, all the time. And I'm like, how are people like that? I'm like nervous wreck.
Okay, that's the way I am about computers. He just downloads and I'm like, wait, what am I doing here? Let me write this down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Really? Well, but you'll probably get less nervous as you do it. It's like driving.
Yeah. I can't wait for that day.
To what?
Not to be nervous, or at least as much.
Yeah, okay. Now, would you rather be at the beginning of the show and get it over with, or would you rather be
end of the show?
End of the show later? Why?
Oh yeah, because I have more time to like go through the match, and you know what I mean. Like I was at the last show, we were the first match, and I was so nervous. I was like, I'm gonna mess something up. I much rather have more time to prepare.
Really? Now, if you go to a restaurant, there's a big menu. Does it take you a long time to figure out what you want to eat?
If it's a new restaurant, yes. If it's a place I've been before, no, I know exactly what I want.
That's the way I am. I got anxiety too over almost anything, and I'm like, I overanalyze things. I overanalyze things to the point where it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
I get it.
But you'll get better. You have to get better. It can't get worse. You'll be good.
It's only up from here.
It's only up. So you'd rather go later. I would think that you'd want to get it over with and then have a good match and then be able to sit back and I'm done. Let these guys go. No.
No, a lot of people are like that, but the more time I have before my match, the better.
You hang with the girl or whoever you're fighting?
Usually, yeah, unless like whenever we're not going through the match, then I go back with my guys, but
that's cool.
Now, with your training school, do you have to wait for, say if your match is the first match, do you have to wait till the show's over to head out, or how does it work?
No, you can, as long as you're not in gear, you're good to go and watch.
Okay.
Oh, they let you go out, watch out in the crowd?
Oh, no, I mean like head out. Like say you have,
oh, no, you don't do that. That's disrespectful.
You gotta get your money. You gotta wait to get the level up there, right?
I was told it was disrespectful.
Yeah, no, if you, unless you have another booking and you clear that with the promoter, and if you were just to leave, that is so disrespectful because
really?
You always wait till the end of the show. If you're not there to help set up, at least help clean up. You know what I mean? But we were always taught always stay, and you want to be there early. So yeah.
Yeah, and I heard that a lot from different people.
What?
I
stick around.
Yes, you stick around. You always stick around to the end to show respect to everyone on the card.
Yep.
Every time I've seen, they usually pay you at the end of the show. Don't they usually pay you at the end of the show?
It depends. Usually it's the end of the show, but some people pay before the show.
Oh, okay, because I've heard there's been stories where people got envelopes and left.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Promoters are worried about everything. They're like, yeah, but it is, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but that's good. Yeah, you got to stay and watch the show. And how early you got to be there at a show?
It depends. Usually it's 2 hours before the show starts.
Depending on your call time.
Call time?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a show where you're planning on doing something and then someone else on the card is going to do it and someone higher ranked up is about to do that same spot and they're like, hey, you can't do this spot? How do you?
I haven't been, but it's kind of usually there's only one women's match, unfortunately. So as long as it's not the match before ours that they did whatever or the match after, it's fine. That's not really an issue just because there's not a lot of women matches. So.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to see her wrestle now somewhere.
Yeah.
So, what shows you got coming up now? Now that we've talked to you, I'm eager to.
So I have High Ground on February 11th, and then I have Triple WA March 4th, and then I have IWA on February 18th.
Where are these at? What cities?
Mayfield, Pennsylvania is for High Ground. Norristown, Pennsylvania is Triple WA for that show coming up. And then IWA is in Jersey, but I forget the town.
Oh, is that the IWA?
I think that's
Vintage.
I think that's what I'm thinking. Is that a Brian's company? Brian, the promoter?
Frank.
I know.
What? It's in southern New Jersey, right?
I don't. I'm awful with maps and geography.
That might be near us. That's kind of down where we're at. We're where Delaware's at?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in between. We're really close to everything. We're an hour from all the big indie stuff.
Yeah. I can't. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the town it's in, unfortunately.
Okay, look it up. But at least anybody watching this interview will be able to know where you're at. So yeah. So you got 3 set up, and what? That's pretty good. And how many more? Any more way down the road, or?
I have a few that are booked in advance for High Ground and Triple WA and IWA, but it's new promotions. I'm still kind of waiting to hear back on a couple. So.
Okay. How far would you go? If promoters hear this, hey, we might use her.
Really, as long as you pay for the travel part of it, I'm not gonna charge you a lot because you want it you're being kind enough to bring me in
okay.
and pay for my travel.
I
I mean, I've driven 8 hours to North Carolina, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, then Delaware wouldn't be bad. Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see these guys and talk to these guys.
Yeah, anyone you know, if they just met, like, I'm very, very easy to work with.
Oh, I can tell.
Are you going to be? Are you going to be at the next T2I show?
Not the upcoming one.
The March 25th.
Yeah, I won't be at that one. But if they reach out about like one after, possibly.
Awesome.
Okay. So where do you guys like to eat? What do you like to eat up there? Which we always discuss like other features of the wrestler, but because people like to know what you're into. Like where do you like?
Nothing is better than
yes. Oh, Waffle House.
Oh no.
Wawa. Cracker Barrel.
That is good, but no, nothing like hits the spot like Applebee's after a show.
Applebee's is good, and it's cheap too. It's very affordable. Yeah, Applebee's.
All the guys from the West Coast and Europe, interview and stuff, they love Wawa. They go nuts over it, and I'm like, no, they really. You notice that?
It is good. It is good.
Well, yeah, they love it. I guess maybe because it's the only place open at 2 a.m. when they're leaving.
Yeah.
You guys have Cracker Barrel up there?
I have one. The closest one to me is like 40 minutes.
Are you near the White Castle? There's a White Castle.
No.
There's one in Allentown in Bethlehem. I work at.
Yeah, like that. Like Allentown from where I am is like almost 2 hours.
Oh wow.
And I know where Scranton is. It's way up near the PA New York border because I go once a year.
Yeah, so like where I grew up, it's like an hour from the border. Like not even.
Right. I used to go to upstate New York to the Boxing Hall of Fame, and I would take that highway that goes right through the hills and mountains, and there's like windmills.
Yeah, that's 81.
And you go to Scranton, and I think one time I stayed there overnight because I wanted to cut it in half and went up there. Yeah, Scranton. It's hills, and there's towns of good size. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. They're connected. They're like together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it does get a lot colder up there.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it does.
What kind of music do you like?
I'm a pop punk kind of person.
Oh, really? Like
Green Day?
Yep. I was just about to say Green Day is like my favorite band. And then Falling in Reverse is my second.
Pop punk?
Yep.
So what about old school punk?
Like some of it, yeah. I grew up on like rock music, like Kiss, Motley Crue, like all of that is what I grew up on.
Your dad, right? Your dad made you. Yeah, I got
Yep.
it.
And then my mom was the Green Day one.
See, everybody their age that likes heavy metal and stuff, their dad got them into it. You're going to listen to this. They would never know about it unless it's their parents. And then
You like Blink 182 with Sum 41?
Yep.
But listen to the old punk too, the Ramones, the old school punk.
Yeah, it's all good, but like pop punk is like my favorite, like all time.
Okay.
Like whenever like anyone's in my car, it's like you're going back to like early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up on.
I listen to everything.
Favorite type of movies.
I'm actually not a movie person. I'm a TV show person.
Okay.
Oh, TV? What kind
Yep.
of show?
So I have a sleeve of tattoos on my leg, and it's all going to be TV show themed. But The Walking Dead, Bones, The 100, Naruto. There are some of my Grey's Anatomy, The Last Ship. I love TV.
Wait, that's your tattoo on your leg?
Right now on my leg, I have The Walking Dead and Naruto and Legend of Korra. But I'm adding Bones and The 100.
Yeah, I saw your match. You have a tattoo on your below your knee or above your knee.
I have 3 above my knee and then 1 below my knee, and then I have 1 on my arm and then 1 on my other leg.
Oh, how many you want to get? What's your goal? Or I'm always interested in people to get tattoos. What's their limit? It
really depends on the person. Like I would never want to get a tattoo on my back because I couldn't ever see it, and I want to be able to see it. But my like end goal is I want my whole sleeve on my leg done, and then I want one on my other, like a big one on my other thigh, and then I want one on my arm. Then I'd be happy, and then I would take my time. No rush after that.
Like horror themed stuff, like scary.
No, I actually don't like any scary movies. I'm such a baby.
Oh, what did you have on your leg? You said you had a Walking Dead. Isn't that scary?
No.
It's like drama. I like gore.
Oh, Walking Dead. Oh, I thought it was like something like a zombie or something.
It is zombie. But
Yeah. It's not like scary. It's more of like a drama show,
okay.
But like actual horror movies, I am a baby. Nope.
Since you like TV so much, you need to and your dad is around telling you what to watch. Have you ever watched old movies? Old shows like, I'm getting older here, like Happy Days and
I'll watch older movies, but not older TV shows. Like growing up, like I watched like Rocky Horror Picture Shows, like Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights, like that kind of stuff. It's like the movies I grew up on.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You ever saw that?
I don't think so. Not that one.
Yeah. What about a TV show called Welcome Back, Kotter?
No.
Okay, you need to watch those.
I never heard of them either.
Oh, you never watched them? Look, I'm older. Ridiculous sometimes. I'll talk to people and I'm like, yeah, you know that? And they're like, no. I'm like, you don't know? What? They're like, yeah, write this down. Welcome Back, Kotter. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Happy Days. Three's Company. You never Three's Company?
No, I've heard of it, just never watched it.
All right. Well, if your parents watch this show, they'll be like, watch this stuff.
So where would you want to see Shelby Waters in 5 years?
So I've always just been doing this for fun. So I never like really, not that I didn't care, but I just always I want to have good matches and I want to be as best as I can be. But whether that's just on the indie scene or AEW, it's wherever I end up is fine as long as I know I'm good. You know what I mean?
Right, right. It doesn't matter how many people you do it, you're doing good. You'd rather do good in front of smaller people than have, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I can see that because I like to tell jokes and do comedy, and I'll tell it in front of 3 people. If they laugh, they like it. So to me, it's still good. Like, was that funny? Was it funny? Yeah. He does. I do. Yeah, trust me. and don't tell me that you think I'm funny because I'm like, hold on now, we're rolling now.
You won't get him to stop.
You won't get me to stop. Don't even. Yeah. All right.
You got the fan question?
No. We asked about. She said we were going to goof around and I had some ridiculous questions that I was going to say, but you kind of answered it. I'm Eugene from Delaware, and I'd like a date. I live in my mother's garage, and I don't have a car. But my hobbies are going to wrestling conventions with plastic belts and collecting toys.
Yeah, that's a common one.
Oh my God! You're offending like 90% of our audience.
Hey, the wrestling fans are special.
You're offending the audience, man.
Hold on. Look at this. He collects.
See, he's the one that collects the toys.
Hold on. Here, look at this. Who is that? Scarlett? Yeah, see? He's one of those. No. He buys and sells. He don't play.
Yeah.
Say hi to, this is Gorby.
Speaking of merchandise, if someone watching this wants to buy your shirts, buy the stickers, the keychains, where could they get them?
Just message me on any social media, which on basically everything, it's just _ Shelby Waters. Very easy.
Very easy.
So why don't we just give the address and home phone? They can just knock on her door.
Yeah, hey, people would love that, I'm sure.
Do you have any questions for us?
How long? I didn't even get to ask before we started. Like, how long have you guys been doing the podcast?
It's funny. How long have we been doing?
We've done about 10 or more.
We started. It's funny because I promoted my first show in November.
Mm-hmm.
It was November 4th of last year. I promoted my first independent show, XPW Day of the Dead. And we just wanted new ways to promote stuff. We wanted new ways, you know what I mean? And Mike came up with the idea, why don't we do interviews and start putting commercials in there? And it started from there. I had a YouTube channel. I just really documented things I did on a regular basis, like with my little chihuahua.
Yeah.
We started doing them, and it started getting traction. We're at like close to 500 subscribers now. But
There you go.
it was never really done. Like I don't really listen to podcasts. I like them. You know what I mean? But I don't really listen to them that much. But we just started doing them, and a lot of people just started hitting me up. Hey, I really like your stuff. And I really like Mike's comedy. Mike always has some comedy. So we just kept doing them, and we started building up an audience, and we just, we just kept doing it because we enjoy doing it. And we have fun.
Yeah.
As long as you guys have fun with it, all positive. We try not to focus on negative. So that's why I record them. I don't want like someone saying something bad about this person.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We take all that out. It's all positive. Hopefully it gets you out, the wrestlers out. We promote more stuff. I have another upcoming show this October. I know it's early on. I have to release information on it. But, we're going to just keep building it up, get more fans and keep it going as long as we're still having fun. And no negativity.
And see,
that's what's important, to have fun.
Right. And see, I look at it as this way. Now, like, if I didn't know you, if I didn't know anything about you, and I'm a wrestling fan, this interview would be interesting because we got into like the fan interaction, the promotion. So it wouldn't matter who she is. It's interesting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you were interviewing whatever, like a politician you didn't know, and you're like, oh, really? And he's explaining. So hopefully people will see this and
be like, hey,
force your friends to see this. Is it gonna be make them watch it.
Yeah, no, and it like he said, it exposes people. More people are going to see you, and they're going to be like, Twitters. She wrestled with T2I. I have a lot of friends that went to the T2I show or are associated with T2I. So
no, and you honestly, you guys, you're doing a really good job. I had fun. Again, thank you for having me.
No, thank you for joining us.
Anything bad?
Anything?
What was that?
Give us feedback. Is there something we shouldn't have done, or is we should do? Because we like.
No, you guys really really good.
Flowed good.
No complaints. That you did good. And like some people, it's like hard to carry a conversation, but you guys did good.
Been to a lot of wrestling shows.
I try to do research. I feel like some of these guys that have podcasts, they don't do no research.
No.
So tell me, and then it'll be like dead silence for like 30 seconds. Not to talk bad about them, if that's the thing, but at least do some research while you're bringing people on,
Yeah.
Together, no, at least a little bit of
or don't go down every match. Like, did you say, all right, now you wrestled there. What did you do about that? They can watch the match, but we get into person, like the food thing, things like that. All right.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, that's all we have. Thank you for joining us. Anything you'd like to plug? Anything you want the fans?
No, just I just follow me on social media, especially Instagram. I'm really active, and everything is _ Shelby Waters. On Facebook, Shelby Waters, and I think just my YouTube. It might be just Shelby Waters, but if you type it in, you'll find it.
We'll check it out, and we'll try to we'll see that IWA in New Jersey.
Yeah, we might try to catch up with you at IWA New Jersey, if not one of the T2I shows.
And actually, if you follow my Instagram, I have like a special like highlights for all upcoming shows that are like confirmed. So like everything's on there.
Okay, good. Because I looked up Shelby Waters, and there was some other girl. There was someone named Shelby, and I'm like, is that her? And there was you know what I mean? But that'll be good. We'll try to do that. Hey, and get those 8x10s.
Yes.
Trust me.
I need them. Yeah.
You need them.
Yeah, I'll send you a link later on.
Oh yes, please do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shelby. The Wave Maker, Shelby Waters. Best of luck to you.
Mickey Knuckles dinner. She wanted to come. I don't know.
I'm gonna send that
later. You might. Okay.
Yeah. Once again, thank you for having me here with us. Thank you for being with us. Hopefully, we'll catch up with you later down the road. Till next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Shelby.
Bye.
Bye.